Okay, thank you. All right. Recording in progress.
Now
Yeah.
that lady's voice is the one that keeps telling me that somebody's trying to buy things on an Amazon account that I don't hold.
Oh, I've got one of those, yeah.
Same voice.
They must. It sounded mechanical to my.
It is. It's probably one of these computer voices, and they program it, but it's got this American kind of sound to it.
Mm.
So how's Dave then?
I'm all right. I've got my competition ready for this evening.
Have you?
Yes, but it's next
This
week.
evening.
Why not hold it off till next week then, Dave?
I will, yes. Yeah, a bit confused I was, panicking to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I helped Bill yesterday with his competition entry, but he couldn't get onto the Bournemouth Video Club YouTube channel.
Well, that's strange, isn't it?
Does he have to do anything himself, or?
No, just well, as far as I know, just.
I told him how to do it. So he went to YouTube Studio, then switch account, but it only came up with his account only.
Didn't you have to type in Bournemouth Video Club somewhere along the line there, and then it comes up with a little green badge with V on it?
Yeah, you have to type in Bournemouth Video Club. Okay,
he didn't know his password to get into YouTube or into Google, so whether we couldn't do it because of that.
Possibly, and yeah, because I find I've got to use a little password first, and then I just type in this, and then if you've still got a problem, give me another shout, and I'll look through and see exactly what I do. I've got his link anyway, so we're all right for next week. But I got him to put it on his YouTube channel and give me the link. So
well, that's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah,
that really is good enough.
It's not a big issue, but I thought, well, did you put us all on as editors, Dave?
I'm sure I did.
I've never been able to get on and do anything really. I don't know. I think I must be doing something wrong.
I'm pretty sure I did. I suppose I could sort of.
Is there any way you can check it, Dave, or is it?
I don't know. I'm not very good with it. I'm like you. I have to sort of mess about all the time.
It's not very nice when you have to fish around, is it?
No. I'll see if I can.
But don't worry, Dave. We've got around it, but I just I think you've given us all access, haven't you? So.
Well, I thought I had. What have we got here? Switch account.
Anyway, should we start the meeting anyway?
Oh yeah, you carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. If I read the minutes out then, or
yeah.
So the last meeting was the 3rd of March. Present were Colin, Pam, Dave, and Max. Apologies from Denise and Brian. The meeting started at 8:05. Previous minutes were read and approved. Matters arising. The main purpose of the meeting is for a programme to run from March to July this year. Meetings will continue to be held using Zoom app until further notice. Pam had recently contacted Denise, who reported that Brian seemed to be deteriorating slowly with the lucid periods, gently drifting further apart. His need for constant specialist care continues. Since the last committee meeting, we have lost 2 club members, Peter Dyer and Laurie Glover. They were both sorely missed. Peter was responsible for the club equipment and competition certificates, so a review of our equipment list and a replacement blank certificate should be put in hand. Dave had been attempting to add more of our films to the club YouTube site when his PC failed. Having purchased a new one, it may take him some time to install all the new software. get it up and running. Dave reported that he had bought a slide copier which can take slides mounted in plastic or card frames. Colin has managed to add Bill's film to the site. Secretary's report, nothing to report. Treasurer's report, bank statement of 8th of February remains at £509.91. No transactions since the last meeting. Membership secretary report with the loss of Peter and Laurie, plus the withdrawal of Brian and Denise due to ill health. Our active members has fallen to 4. Sorry, fallen by 4. Post company secretary report. Post has become vacant, and for the meantime it will be managed by the committee. Max to prepare a certificate blank. Equipment secretary report. The post has become vacant, and for the committee will be managed by the committee. Program secretary report. The committee has discussed a number of suggestions and options. The club website will be used to publish the agreed program when Dave's new PC is up and running. So our program for March to July was March the 10th, viewing some SERA competition films. March the 19th, invitation to join Wimborne Club on Zoom and show some of our films. March the 24th, general competition. April the 14th, Tech Talk from Dave about a new gimbal. Tech Talk, April the 28th, Tech Talks from Max, planning and gleamings from IC and SERA. May the 12th, music to my video competition. May the 26th, members night and SERA films. June the 9th, the 60-second film competition. June the 23rd, Pam's evening, showing some of her films on Vimeo, some other films. And then July, outing to be planned, might include a green tea. Website report to be back on screen when Dave's PC up and running. Other business covered under the headings above. Date of next meeting to be announced. Meeting closed at 9:10. Everybody happy with those minutes?
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Any matters arising?
Only to say
think
that.
so. I think the programme has gone very well.
I think it has, considering there's only a few of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the last meeting was good. You know, I think although we didn't, we talked around a lot of things, and which is really what part of the club is, really.
That's right. Yeah.
Some
One
very
thing
good sorry, Dave. Carry on.
one thing I found out, we were talking about a new venue.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the Conservative Club.
Yeah.
And I went in there Saturday to have a look at the television, and it's not there anymore.
All right.
But if we did decide to do it, I could probably try and get them to put the television up again. But that's just a by the by.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's one of the discussions we need to make. Do we do that under any other business, or do we do the reports first of all? Is that the order?
Yeah, we can go through the other reports if you like, Colin.
Um,
Yeah, so what's the first one? Secretary's report.
yes, yeah.
Well, the only minor things really, because we did have that message come through from Seriac about our films being screened and available for other onlookers. I did reply to the lady involved and apologised, said we take them off, and it's all gone quiet, so I'm sure she's quite happy about all that.
I did take them off, Max.
Yeah.
But if you did decide you want any, I could put some on and take them off.
Yeah, I mean,
if we afterwards.
Yeah, if we're going to have a club evening, if it's not going to take too long for you to do, because they do, some of the films are a bit on the long side, but we could choose one or two, and perhaps you could put them on for us, and then we could delete them a day or two after.
Yeah,
Dave. I
Yeah.
would put them on as unlisted
Yes, I would do. Yes.
rather than public,
Yeah.
because they then wouldn't be able to search for them under the title. They would have to have the link. They would have to have the link to be able to see that we've got them on the website.
Yes. Yeah. Well, once we've seen them, we can take them off, can't we?
Yeah.
I'll still put them on unlisted though. Yeah.
And if somebody was just trying to see what's there, they wouldn't be able to find them.
Right.
So that might be safer, the way of doing it. All right. Okay.
Sorry, Matt.
Is that all from that?
I'm just making notes. Yeah. Right. I'm with it. Right. Okay.
Treasurer's
Yeah.
report?
So there's that one, and in addition to that, I'll mention that as Keith is a member, he needed a bit of advice on copyright, showing his films, and so to protect himself. And I also agreed with him that we could offer his films to the Wessex Film Archive. So I contacted them, and the answer was that they were very interested in the films, but they said they were beyond their geographical scope because Wessex stops at Hampshire, according to them. As we're in Dorset, we're not in Wessex. So they suggested we contact somebody at Plymouth.
Plymouth.
Yeah, well, I haven't done that yet because we're just coming up for the bank holiday, and I've been away for a few days. So, but that's my duties for the coming week to contact Plymouth and see if they're interested in the film. I'm sure Wessex Film Archive in Winchester they'd still offer some help on copyright, showing your films, because Keith wanted us to put them in the local library in Bournemouth, you see. And I said, well, don't just let them go free so that people might copy them and borrow all your good work. So we've got to follow up that with Winchester, and also follow up the Plymouth one for the archive of the films, because he's got a lot of films there, and if once they see them, I mean, the girl at Winchester, she said it sounds really exciting. She said, I'd love to see them, see some of it, but I think once they saw them, they might even want some of his other ones. Just as the fact that he's a videographer in the area that's got some of his world pictures as well. But they could very well be interested in his UK ones around Scotland and those kind of explorations. So we shall see. That's ongoing.
Okay. Okay. Should we go on to Treasurer's report now, Max?
Just a moment. Plymouth. Okay. Right. So we're now on Treasurer's statement. Right. Yes, the figure of 509.91 held for a long time last year because of COVID, and we really didn't sort of spend anything much. But with our sorting out our Zoom fees and things like that, it's now dropped to 423.57. So Treasurer's report 423.57. Now I'm just trying to remember whether we've got the what's the name, our website domain name. I forget when that comes up. I don't know if we've just done it or if it's going to come up shortly.
I can't remember.
No, I'll have a look in the ledger and see when it normally comes up.
You wanted me to sign a check for that, didn't you, Max? Didn't I sign a check for that?
Was that the domain name one?
That's right, wasn't it?
It might have been. Let's have a look. I seem to remember that we've done it fairly recently. Yeah, so we've done the domain one. So that's what it was. It was £27 for that, and then £86.34 for the Zoom. So we're all squared up on those two. The next big thing will likely be the one that we know that's going to come through is this IAC, which is they send that at in July or end of June, and they send it each year. They send it just after we close up shop till September. So although they get a bit anxious, they don't get their check. I apologise, and I always send it through in September, saying that we've had a shutdown. So when that happens, that will be, if I've got IAC, there's two there. Can't see it quickly. Let's go over IAC. IAC licenses. There's two fees. One is for the membership, and the other one is like music fees and things, licenses to play the music on. It's in club nights. So that's £7.17 plus £40.50. So that'd be another £47, £47.65. Also,
there will be.
But that'll come up. That'll come up probably in August time, August, September.
Obviously, there is still another 3 months of Zoom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That'll be about 40. That'll be about 43. That'll be 43.17.
Yeah.
My plan is obviously to close the Zoom account at the end of June. Right. Presuming that the 21st of June that everything opens up again.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest we close it. I've only used the Zoom for Bournemouth Video Club, so obviously I don't want to carry on paying it, basically.
Yeah, fair enough.
We would still be able to do 14-minute Zoom meetings free.
Right.
So if we wanted a quick Zoom meeting, we could still do that.
Yeah.
But for the 2-hour meetings we've been having, obviously I would plan to close it then.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough. And that's from the 21st.
Well, presuming the 21st of June, because obviously we don't know, do we? Because there's talk about this third lockdown, isn't there?
Yeah.
But if everything opens up again, at the end of June, I will close my Zoom account.
Right. Okay.
So I've still got April's, May's, and June to pay for.
Okay.
I think that's all we would have to pay. Another 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. Well, when you're ready, Colin,
obviously we'll talk about that in a bit more when we talk about the clubhouse or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But that would bring us down to about £330, wouldn't it?
So are you talking? It's be about £90. Will it be altogether?
By the time you take the IAC out and the Zoom, we would only have about £330 left, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. By the time we get to August.
Yeah.
That's right. So we're starting to sort of bite into the into the bits and pieces.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is that all you need to do on the treasurers, or is there anything else?
I think that's all I need to do on there at the moment.
Yeah. Thank you, Max, for that.
Yeah. Okay. And then Treasury, Membership Secretary.
Yeah.
Have you got any more information on Brian, Pam?
Yes, I phoned an ESAP last week, and Brian is not well again. He's still deteriorating slowly, so he's not good. I don't quite know. Well, they certainly won't be coming back, neither of them.
Yeah.
Denise is not coming back.
Right.
But basically, as far as the members, we've had a steady amount of 7 to 8 members attending the Zoom meetings. and I phoned Keith up in the week and to find out if he was going to come back if we managed to get a venue. And he said yes, probably, and his friend will be coming back. Is that David? Is that Dave?
Yes.
David.
And he said Dave would probably be coming back as well, but he didn't give me a definite yes, I will. He
Yeah.
just said yes, probably.
Does that make it so that there'll be 10 of us? We'll have to call it the 10 of us video club.
Yeah. So I did contact him and had a natter with him. He's been busy filming, so other than that, really, there's very little to say. We did discuss, Colin and I did discuss about fees and how, you know, how much. Oh, and I did phone up Pelham's again. I phoned up the lady and she has told me it's going to be £16 a meeting.
£16 a meeting.
It was 27, and it should have been 50. So if it's going down to 16,
we can carry on then, can't we?
That's it. Well, we could put subs in for that, and we could cover that cost.
Yeah.
Whether she hasn't gone through, she did say to me, what were you paying? And of course I couldn't remember what we were paying because I'm not involved in that side of the rent and everything. And I said, oh, about £17. So she said, oh, well, she said, we'll say £16 then, shall we? I said, yeah, that's
good result. Good result.
I didn't mean to cheat her.
Well, the thing is, if we have to pay the full amount like we did before, we can't carry on very long going there, can we?
No.
If it's £16, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, although we've got members, if we said 10 members, there's no guaranteeing that 10 members will attend the meetings every time.
No.
Well, even if there's 8 of us and we put £2 a meeting in.
Well, we'd have to pay per meeting. We were already doing that, so we would have to do that. I don't quite know. I think Colin and I did discuss it, and we didn't quite know what to do. We were going to talk about it.
This is part of the meeting, isn't it, tonight? Really.
Yeah.
Do we discuss that now then, or
we can do?
Yeah, certainly.
Is there nobody else to do their bit? Is there?
No, I don't think so.
No.
So what did you come to, Pam? What decision did you come to, or what are you thinking?
About the fee, the funds, well, we were paying, if I don't remember, I remember rightly, we were paying £2 a meeting, so that every time you came, you paid £2. But then I think we put it up. But I don't think you can put it up much more than £2 a meeting. You can put it up to £3, because I think that we're not, unless you've got something to offer, either a speaker or something like that.
Yeah.
People, if it's a miserable night, people think, oh, I'll stay home. There's nothing much on at the club. I'll stay home and watch television. So I think we've got to be a little bit careful. But we were discussing the yearly fee, and Colin was saying, he suggested that we start our financial year in September when we start back.
Sounds good.
Rather than go to the Christmas. So
well,
it's an open canvas, really, isn't it? Because we've not charged a membership for
over a year.
18 months, have we?
No.
Well, the treasury, from the treasury side of it, the financial year starts in September. We did swap it to that because we said, due to the summer break, and there was a quiet period where there was nothing much coming in or going out, it made it an easy point to calculate. Otherwise, you got so much on the go. It was a job to sort of pinpoint a position in the time when you knew what the account was. That was when the club was busy. And so we did change that. So the accounting period starts in September, which is okay. Now, if you say that we'll have the club year starting in September as well, that's fine, because it all ties in together. You know, all
Yeah.
starts up at the same time.
Because I always used to collect the yearly subs on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
It was always the 1st of January for the yearly subs.
Yeah, that's right, because that was the start of the club membership year.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
and the treasury year used to be the same, but about sort of 7 years ago, they said we want to change the treasury year to the end of August, the August-September bank holiday, because it was a good quiet start point and there was nothing much going on. Made the accounting a lot easier. So yeah, if you bring forward the club year, that's fine, because it all ties in together. Good.
That Colin suggested that would be perhaps a good idea, because then we would then get a lump sum in straight away if everybody turns up.
Well, I think the first 2 meetings at September, obviously, you don't enforce it on the first night, but
No.
hopefully, if you got all the membership in for the first two nights in September,
Yeah.
that would be good, I think.
Yeah, by the end of the month. So if they could get their monies in by the end of September.
So are we still thinking about £5 as a membership?
Yeah, why not?
Not very much, is it? £5. I mean,
No.
perhaps we can put it up to 10. Would that make the funds a little bit?
Wasn't it more than £5? I haven't, unfortunately.
No, the last couple of years that we were charging, it was about a £5. It was a nominal sum to show people's interest in the club.
I think that's all it was. There was a reason we did that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Were we not running down the funds to a certain extent anyway at one stage?
We were, yes. I think we did it to use up some of the money, and also because we weren't getting the anybody in, you know, there was nothing of any real interest different.
Yeah. I mean, if you suddenly say, look, it's £20 or £25, people think, what am I going to get for that?
That's
Quite
right.
right, Pam. Yeah.
So shall we suggest it's £5 membership and £2 a night attendance?
Yes, we could do that.
£2 a night?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we can have £2 coins. It makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
If we had at least 8 people coming, we paid for the room, haven't we? So
that's right. Yes.
Well, that's if we can get it for that price. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
That's if she doesn't go through the books and finds out that it was different than that.
There is a little snag on that, because the final time when they were taking money, they overcharged us, and I don't know if it's 2 nights or 3 nights, and they overcharged us because they didn't realise that we'd had a shutdown. So I went back straight away in September and said, look, you know, you've overcharged us, and they said, well, we'll look into it and we'll sort it out. And it dragged on a little bit, but there was they wanted to get it sorted, and then COVID come along, and we said, right, well, as soon as that's all out of the way, where we should get about 2 or 3 free nights before we start up, but we're going to have to come clean about how much that is.
Oh, best keep their mouth shut, I think, don't you?
Well, yeah, we could say if we're going to get a big discount, you know, or get a new fee start, it might be worth forgetting the old figure. But I mean, it came to about 70 quid, 75 quid, and we don't want to lose that unless we have to.
Well, the only other thing is to come clean.
And
and come.
Yeah, and well, if we come clean and say, look, we really do sort of 3 nights or whatever it is, but then when we start, because there's only a few of us, we can only afford about sort of £16 a night, or we have to leave. And I might think, if most clubs will be the same thing, because they'll have all lost a lot of members that won't turn up again. So, you know, they could be facing closure if they don't let people in at a reasonable price.
Pam, you thought they were quite desperate for money, weren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
She was quite concerned that, you know, getting clubs back in to the centre.
Yeah.
A lot of the clubs had either decided not to bother again, or people weren't going to go back. There was lots of reasons why. And so I think she was quite happy that we were interested in going back again,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. because so many clubs I don't think are renewing. So you know, but I certainly would genuinely not have cheated her the centre out of money if I knew it was that high as £27. Because I never had anything to do with the financial side, so therefore I didn't know exactly how much.
I think you've done very well, Pat.
So are you
Best if you don't know anything, isn't it, really?
are you all happy that we if it's that amount, we go back to Pelham's?
Oh, definitely. Well, there's no other venue, is there? Not that I can.
Well, there is nowhere else where we can keep all our equipment.
No.
This is the problem. Wherever we go, we need to be able to keep our equipment. And there is nowhere else. I mean, even if we went to the Conservative Club, which it sounds a very good idea, we have nowhere to put our equipment. And none of us have really got big cars to be able to put stuff in, and we, you know, to lug it around, especially if it's pouring with rain and we got to load the car up with it.
Well, if we did, sorry, Pam, if we did go there, we wouldn't need anything. All we need is a television, which they'll provide, and
yes,
that's about it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think Pelham's is a good venue. I think it's a brilliant venue. I think.
Yeah.
I think
we'll try and keep there.
It would be worth it because we have our screen and we have it there on the wall. Everything we know everything in Pelham's. We know everything is.
I think it should be supported as well, because if we lose that, I mean, Kingston's going to lose so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it does shut down.
Yeah, I don't know what we would do. I mean, the Pelham's house itself was left to Kingston for the community.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so
it was gifted to the Kingston for the community, for the use of the community. But obviously, you've got to make money because they can't run on nothing, can they?
Oh, that's right.
So we're happy to say that we'll back that to go back to Pelham's then.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we'll give it a try and see. And it sounds good to go back.
Yeah. Just a matter, as we're still under program secretary. Am I right that Denise and Brian are honorary members?
Yes, I think they are, aren't they, Max?
Well, yeah.
Well, we did say when we elected or made arrangements so that Brian was the president, we said, well, he shouldn't really pay any fees anymore.
No.
But
so as far as we're concerned,
he did try and charge. He did try and give us his fees.
Yeah. So
and he never minded, and he always covered. You know, if he didn't give us any fees, he always made sure that he brought some drinks around at the parties and things like that, so that, you know, we always ended up in pocket.
Yeah. So as far as we're concerned, he's still a member, basically.
Yeah. Well, he's president of the club.
Well, if he's not an honorary member, he's still president.
Yeah. So we must make sure we still have him as our as a member, basically.
Yeah.
Even if he never comes back again, he's still a figure. I know it's a figurehead, but he's still our president and our honorary member.
I think he's like an honorary member because he could come to all the committee meetings, but he really wasn't supposed to vote on anything.
No.
So he was definitely an honorary member, I think.
Yeah. I took it that's how it was, but I wasn't sure. Because obviously I've not been in the club quite so long. Is there anything else program secretary wise, Pam, you wanted to talk about?
There is very little to say as far as that goes.
Okay, so
it's nice that the people that have been tuning in to the Zoom meetings, it's nice that they've kept doing it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for keeping everybody up to get today. Next thing is the competition secretary report. Well, we haven't actually got a competition secretary, but the competitions have been going quite well.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think if people put something in, it doesn't really matter too much, does it? We're not going to be too strict on everything. And, you know, I mean, like Bill was saying, that is hard push to get anything together.
I've got an entry from Bill ready.
Oh,
It's no film, but he's obviously got it onto YouTube, and
well, yeah, good for him.
so have you got something, Dave? Or
Yeah, I've got something. I'm all ready.
yeah, well, yeah, you wanted to show it tonight, didn't you? What about Max?
Yeah, well, I've got started.
Right.
So,
Well, I've got something, but it's an old one.
That's
Only
right.
takes you a minute, Max.
sorry.
Don't take long, about a minute. It's all it takes to make
That's
it.
right, won't take long.
We've got at least 3 or 4 entries there, then, so that makes it worth it.
Yeah.
I've got to get mine onto YouTube because it's on a DVD. That's the trouble. And I've got to go all through what we went through before, Colin. And I can remember so much of it, but I can't remember everything.
I was a bit disappointed with Jim, because Jim seemed to think we told him the wrong information. But I felt we tried to tell him what it was, and maybe like music to video.
Yeah, I think we mentioned what it was, but because it wasn't written down for him, and I think he sort of forgot part way through. So,
and the time too. I mean, I noticed too that 6 minutes sort of, although people know that the competition, unless it's stipulated it's any different, should only be 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was slightly over 6 minutes, but
it was over 6 minutes. Yeah.
Well, it was within. Well, it's still 6 minutes, so many seconds, wasn't it? But
yeah.
I didn't feel we should be critical against that particularly.
No.
I don't think we're too critical against it, will we?
I don't think
no.
I think we praised him. It was a good film.
Yeah,
we did, but I don't think he felt that he got very good sort of marks, as it were, on it. And I think the problem was, although the subject matter shouldn't count if it's music to video, it's just how you put in the music on. But people do look at it as an entertainment value, and it was a bit personal. It was just his granddaughter for the whole 6 minutes. And I think after a couple of minutes, people's interest sort of might have wavered a bit, because they thought, we don't know these people, and it's just and I think that's why he probably didn't get.
He also said something about titles, and I didn't quite understand. We never mentioned titles at all. All we said.
The only thing is where he could be confused that it's, we say you've got 6 minutes, but that's 6 minutes of film, and you can have extra time for your titles and the ending. So it can be 6 minutes 30 if you like, and then you've got 15 seconds at the beginning and 15 seconds at the end to start and finish.
Okay, all right.
So it's 6 minutes of running time.
Because we have got a booklet. We have got it, and in the booklet, I think everybody should have had one by now. It tells you the time and the time limit, and also, like Max says, the beginning and the end.
Yeah, but I do feel he needs a bit more encouragement, because I think he sounded as though he lost heart a bit when he was on the last meeting. So he needs a bit of encouragement to say, look, forget all that, just put film in, it's just nice to see all these different things. I mean, I've put plenty in and I haven't got many marks for. So you just put another one in.
I think we all do, don't we? We all put things in.
You can't please everybody all the time. Yeah.
I've just got a confession to make. I'm going away Monday for a week.
Does that mean you're not going to be here when we see your film, Dave?
Oh, but I can give Colin the link and he can show it.
Yeah. Is it on the Bournemouth Video Club website? That's the thing.
No, it's on mine. I'll put it on the Bournemouth one, shall I?
On the YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Right.
Oh. Going senile, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you're allowed to go away,
Well, I'm not really too sure.
As long Right, you can go away as long as you make a film while you're away, all right?
Right. I mean, I could, yeah. I
Yeah.
might even be able to join the meeting from Cornwall, mightn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
I'll
could,
give you the link anyway, Colin, in case I can't.
Yeah, okay, Dave, all right, well done. So I wonder what we're going to do about the, like, trying to, are we going to try and do something, have something like a, we always used to do show reels. I don't know how we're going to do, or do we forget about that for the time being?
I think we're going to have to forget it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really know how to do it.
I think we've got to forget it this year anyway, and then
yeah.
when we get up and running properly back into a proper venue, I think then we can start talking about it. But I think really it's been very difficult.
I think it can take a long time. You see, if everybody is using the same format and same system, wouldn't be so bad. But when you get your Blu-ray one come in, and then you've got other different formats coming in as well, and somebody shows an old film with the old system, the old sizes, it mixes it all up, and then you can spend hours trying to make it all play on one disc.
And I know also, like Keith, who hasn't got internet connection, he hasn't been able to put films in. And
Yeah, I suppose it's unfair to people like Keith.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, so should we go on to, is that happy for that as being the competition secretary's report?
Well, just before we go, what are we going to do about this September to December programme? Are we going to,
well, we need to.
Are we going to say let's have some ideas if we don't prepare a proper programme, because we might have another meeting in August. But we need to have an ideas pool which we can chuck things in, so that we can get cracking when we're nearer the time.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought we ought to have an AGM at some stage.
We do.
Well, it's not, that one's normally in October, November for our AGM normally.
You know, we can tell people next week that we're going back, or I can email people through saying that, you know, the committee's decided to go back to Pelhams. But should that be really an AGM thing, really?
Well, picking up your point there, Colin, when we had our AGM in October, November, that was just before the start of the club year.
Yeah.
But if we're going to change the club year start to September instead of January, then maybe we did need an AGM before September, just so that we've clarified the air and sorted out a few things before the start of the next club year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I know we are probably the most active members of the club. So even if we called an AGM, whether we get many more than the four of us anyway, I don't know. But
well,
I'm just aware that people like Keith, we haven't involved Keith in anything. We can go onto Zoom next week and say, this is what we've discussed. Is there any objections? But
I think that's the only way to do it, isn't it? Really, is there's not that close.
But bearing in mind, Colin, that when we had membership of 20 to 25, a couple of years we had AGMs and all we had turn up was the committee members.
Yeah.
So you know, we've been running a bit light on AGM numbers.
So do you think what we discussed tonight, like the £5 membership, £2 a night, is all right to accept? That's what we do.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, what alternatives are there?
Not a
You
lot.
can't put it up too much. You can't bring it down. You need the £2 a night, don't we? So
yes.
I think I'm more concerned about people like Keith who hasn't we can't get hold. Well, I know Pam's spoken to him and things like that, but that he doesn't get. We've kept in touch with a lot of the other members, but not him, have we? And Dave, presumably.
Yeah, I have tried to keep in touch with Keith, and also I've seen him a couple of times. So, you know, it's not, we've talked about the club and he's been telling me what he's been doing. I mean, he was in Stowborough when I was talking to him yesterday. He went for a walk or whatever he's filming. He's there yesterday. We went to Swanage and came back via Corfe and Stowborough, and I said to him, "Oh, we may have passed you on the road," but yeah, because he's always out and about.
Yeah.
But he takes.
And when we talk about the autumn programme, he's got the autumn winter film that he's just finished, the autumn film, and I think that might go on for about 2.25 hours or something. But we could say, look, you could do us two evenings, Keith. We show an hour one evening and an hour another evening.
Yeah.
So that'll be 2 evenings through from September to December.
And really, we would need to be in Pelhams where we've got the big screen to appreciate.
Oh yeah.
So we basically we've got 2 more meetings, haven't we? Got next week we've got the 60-second film. Then the following fortnight we've got Pam's evening. Now, Pam, you might show some of the films we put on YouTube, mightn't you? That
I was going to say that might be the problem. It'll be repeating some things that have already been on.
Oh, there's still a lot of we put a lot of films on there that perhaps people haven't seen for quite a while. So I think that's all right.
I'll have to look at some of them and see which ones they're on.
Yeah. No, we did talk about trying to have an outing in July, didn't we?
We did say that at this meeting that we would bring it up about having an outing.
Any thoughts on that at all, or still not at the moment?
Well, the difficulty is knowing what's going to be open, because they're still not sure how open we're going to be when the 21st comes around, because of the variants that are going on with this COVID. We're hoping that it's all going to be in the clear, but
they're not deciding till the 14th, are they?
No, so you can't guarantee what's going to be open and what's going to be closed.
Yeah.
And some of the venues, the business, you know, if you want a snack or a drink, some of the businesses have folded. So, you know, you could go somewhere and find that the place isn't open because they don't operate anymore. It's not going to be so easy to sort something out this time, I don't think, somehow.
But it would be nice, even if it's only a walk along the river, you know, down at by New Road there along the riverbank.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of years since we did that with the club. We did it quite a lot of years ago.
Yeah. Well, there's not so many people in the club now as members. Whether we could sort of half gate crash at another meeting. In the Bournemouth area, there's lots of river walks and back walks and the glowworm walks and all sorts of things on the go. Normally, if they're still on the go, we could ask the leader of that if they wouldn't mind half a dozen members coming along filming on the same evening.
Where people have been paid to go on one of these tours, then they wouldn't be happy with us joining in.
Well, we'd have to pay to go on the tour, but it's only about a £5 or under something like that. So, but we'd have to pay as proper visitors.
Yeah, and again, we've got to think of Jim, who's got quite a distance to travel. So
yeah. Well, it depends what time the thing finishes. You know, some of them would finish a bit late. That'd be too late for Jim. But if there might be something that's a bit earlier. Anyway, maybe.
Do we need to wait till the 14th and see what the plans are?
Yeah.
Normally I trawl around the libraries and I pick up all these brochures about all the things that's going on, and I plan my year around all these things that are happening. I could do the same again and see if they've printed any brochures this year, because they might not have even bothered to print them. I don't know, but we can find out. Yeah. So I'll do what I can.
It is difficult, although the thing we could do is just go for a walk as the club and just film and then people have got some filming they've taken, and then they can make up a little film with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I mean, if
Why
we
not?
could get something that's suitable to Christchurch way, then that's not very far for Jim to come,
no.
and it means that his journey and our journey will be about the same distance.
Mm.
So, you know, if there's we'll have to think.
There's always Catherine's Hill.
We've only had 2 visits over Christchurch way. One of them was to the Electricity Museum when it was open, and that was very, very interesting. And the other one was around the waterworks, and that was interesting. We had to walk up the river and then round the waterworks, and there was some nice films made there.
Oh, never done that.
Yeah, that was quite interesting.
Well, the other ones we did was the Electric Museum too.
That's right, the electric. That's what I meant. The other Electric Museum. They were the 2 that we did at Christchurch. We've not done anything other than that.
No. Trouble with Christchurch is it's quite small and
Yeah.
full of visitors. I mean, it's very busy. It would be awkward to film without people looking at you and thinking, what are you filming?
You want to sit down and try to do a watercolour with an easel and a paintbrush, and you get a few people around watching you then. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but with filming, it's different, Max. You can't, you know, if people don't like the fact that you're filming, even though you're not filming them, you might have them in the picture. They're not happy, some people.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. But perhaps I've been lucky. But I could see it could be a problem in places.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, let's hold off for the moment then, because I say we don't know we still don't know that we're going to come out of lockdown, do we? So
No.
let's
No.
wait till the 14th and see what the government say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do we book Pelham's?
So that price now.
The only thing I can suggest, Colin, is that perhaps that I can arrange to meet Lindsay down at the centre again, and we could go down and speak to her.
Yeah. Let me know, and then I'll have to decide what we're going to do about those evenings they owe us.
Yeah. So I think we ought to certainly book till December, till Christmas or next to next June or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is we'll worry about the money they owe us after we've booked and got it all sorted. Then we can discuss that. Because I think the trouble is that it's under new administration now, and so therefore we're going back into the old administration where she kept no records. She's taken the hard drives, so nobody's got any idea of what was done. And so therefore
I think I've got some kind of record here. I'll have to go through and see what I've got in writing.
So we really just need a sort of a quickie meeting to confirm the cost and and get some dates and just say
I suppose the same thing applies. We ought to wait till the 14th to see that we are coming out of the lockdown.
So that's what we'll do.
My gut feeling is forget about the money they owe us and just carry on as we are, because we're not really going to get it back, are we?
No, not because maybe not, because they haven't got the money to give us back.
So if they give back to us about £50, we can't say we'll have it on all the meetings at 17.
Well, they could do it by either giving us some free evenings or discount evenings to even it out. They could say, well, we'll give you £10 off an evening until we've used the money up. Well, why not? Yeah.
Max, that seems to be what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
I just think
we can keep quiet,
I think unfortunately
I'll wait until you had your little sort out, Pam, because you sound pretty good at this.
So going back to this, you said about like a program for next year. So presumably September would be a welcome evening anyway, wouldn't it?
Yes.
We
wouldn't get a lot done by the time everybody's finished
No.
catching up with each other, will we?
But then I suppose we could, if you said, would Keith like to show one of his films that night? That could be it. Is it better just to say that would be a welcome evening?
Yes.
Yes, welcome evening. Welcome evening, and any films you've got that you want to show.
Yeah, welcome evening, members evening. So
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
just as so that we've got something to start back again. But I
Yeah.
think the rest of the year's program, I think we need to have another meeting for
Yeah.
when we know what's exactly happening anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so if we have a little bit of a think in the meantime, and we call it like a put your ideas in an ideas pool. So
Yeah, yeah.
then we can dip into everybody's suggestions and see what we can actually transfer into fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm aware time's getting on for Pam.
Yeah.
Can we move on to the equipment section?
Right.
Right.
Well, Colin and I went down to Pelham's and we went through, everything is there. And we went through it all and we took a list of everything. We didn't put all the leads and all that because it's as it was.
Yeah.
But since then, Max has told me that he has the, what was it? I've written it down.
I've got
here.
some copyright-free DVDs, CDs rather,
Yeah. So let me write that.
and one or two other items. Now, I tried to roam around on the computer, and as I say, it's not been letting me into my Word program. But now it seems to have opened up. I can have another go, see if I can get my list out.
That's Max. We haven't actually put, but we'll only have to put the ones down because, like, Colin's got the lights, so we've put Colin's got the lights.
Yeah.
But, what else? Did Dave? Did you have the DVD? Was it a burner or Blu-ray?
Just a
So-
DVD burner.
So you got the DVD burner, which we didn't have down. DVD burner. Was that a Blu-ray one or just a
Blu-ray, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Blu-ray burner.
Do you know what make that is, Dave? What found?
I've got it just here, right?
Is it oh burner. I don't think I've got it on this list even.
Blu-ray, it's a Blu-ray writer.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's the same, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and what make is it, Dave? A model?
ASUS.
a what?
ASUS.
Oh, an ASUS.
Oh, Asus. Yeah. Has it got a model number, Dave?
Do what?
Has it got a model number? Oh,
Well, I've got SBW
SBW
06D
L6D.
06D
Start again. SBW.
SBW
Yeah.
V for Bravo or V for Victor?
B for Bravo.
V for Bravo.
We for Willie. No, not we for W.
Whiskey.
Wisdom, whiskey. That's it. Yeah. 0 for 0. 6 for 6.
And D for Delta.
D for Delta. 2 for 2 little ducks. X for Xmas. And U for upstart.
I lost you in the 2 little ducks.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Right.
So that's the DVD, Blu-ray.
Writer.
Right. Okay.
And you, Dave, that's got Dave. And that's it then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
So in addition to that, I did start to make a list out that I'll have to come back to you, Pam, with a full list of what I got.
Okay.
I'll try and do that about when you get the minutes of the meeting.
Okay. Well, because I've then got to do to add it to the original that we did.
Yeah, that's
Colin
right.
and I
Yeah.
did. That's probably like the couldn't get back into that little office on the left hand side, Colin, could
No,
we?
that
To
was the only
check for
thing.
the
That's the only thing we couldn't check, the actual frame
green
to
screen.
green
the
screen
green
frame.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big issue. I can't see that. Can't see that would have been moved. I wouldn't have thought.
I wouldn't have thought.
I would have thought so.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So everybody happy with that?
Yeah. Well done for
Yep.
making that list out, Colin and Pam.
Well done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, well done.
I think next thing is the program secretary's report, but I think we've more or less covered everything, haven't we now?
Yeah. We have.
So, yes, yeah.
Should we go to any other business? If anybody's got anything else, or
I think pretty much else it's been covered, hasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
There was something I was going to mention. What was it?
everything, everything all right website wise, Dave?
Yeah, yeah, nothing's happened on the website really.
No.
It's all as it was.
Excuse me just a minute. Okay. That's right, yes, yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yes, if anything important happens, we normally just send the information to all the members, don't we, with an email?
That's right,
I
yeah.
find that's a lot easier than putting anything on the website because not many people look at the website.
No.
You know, if it's anything to do with our club, as you do, Colin, don't you? Send the information through to everybody.
I do sometimes just check, you know, what I've got the right things ready for. Look at, you know, what the program is on the website, just to check that that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to do that because I don't remember.
That's always been right, as we should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, on any other business, I just at this tea time had a reply from Jack's daughter. That's Jack Strong, and she has made an equipment list of all the equipment that she wants to get rid of. And it's, knowing Jack, it's all fairly old equipment, but there are now and again there's some little wonders. Like she said, he's got about 3 tripods, and one of them's quite a good one. If anybody was interested in a tripod. And the other thing he's got, which he did demonstrate at the club once, he's got a tripod and it's got these little wheels on the bottom. And then he's got a set of lengths, they're like little rails. So you can have a walking in shot or a sideways sort of reveal shot by using this tripod, and it works quite well. It's quite smooth. And that could be very handy for some people who want to practice those sorts of things.
emailing the stuff round, or?
Well, yeah, I'll as I say, it's just come through on the it's on my iPad, so it's on on the other part of this. But I'll copy it across onto my other computer, and then I'll be able to run prints off and get a copy round. So I'll send it to Dave, and he can put it up on the website.
Yeah.
In addition, I might have a word with you, Dave, to see how we can put it up on the Wimborne site as well, in case anybody's interested over there.
I say it might be worth doing that as well. Yeah.
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 Yeah. If you
So-
send me, I'll send it off the email to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll get that sorted out, and I'll just have to put that under heading Jack's list.
Is that everything?
Yeah,
Shall we call
I
it?
think that's all.
Shall we call it quits then? If that's
think
everybody
so.
happy?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Been very good, hasn't it?
yeah.
Um,
I'm impressed with you, Pam.
next
Pardon?
meeting.
I'm
next
impressed
meeting-
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liaison officer now.
I'm quite happy to work behind the scenes.
No, that was good. That's good.
I think a contract director sounds pretty good.
Yes, I think so.
So hopefully our next committee meeting will be in person.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
that would be lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds good.
I think Zoom's been good, but you know, doesn't replace it, does it? So
It doesn't replace the person themselves, does it?
No, that's right.
But I agree. If Zoom has kept the club together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and this is why I think some of the clubs that didn't go to Zoom, they won't be returning to Pelhams. You know, I think the club will fall apart.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, good meeting,
Right. Good meeting.
and
Yes.
I'll
Thanks
get the
very much,
minutes.
Colin.
right. I have recorded it, so we will put that on. I'll put that on YouTube anyway.
Okay.
Good.
So
Yeah.
if you need any help with the minutes, Max.
Okay.
Right.
Rightio. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dave, you'll send that video over to me.
Yes, I'll send that over to you.
The
I'll
link
send you the
anyway.
link and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to my
Okay.
door anyway. I've got a caller, so I'm gonna have to go to my door. All right.
It's all right,
Okay.
Colin.
See you next. See you next
Bye.
week. Have a good holiday, Dave.
Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
so,
Bye, Colin.
Yeah, bye.
bye.
Oh, you've done your Zoom. Jolly good. Sorry. All right. Do you want? Are you happy to sit over there? Oh, yeah, of course. That's all right. Sit anywhere. Yeah. Let me just close this off.